Hello and welcome back everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. I found out that my wife was seeing not one but multiple partners throughout our marriage. Now let's see how this story goes. Also, if you like my kind of stories, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
We've been together for almost 17 years, have 3 kids, and an old house we've been slowly restoring over the last 2 years, and our budget is not the greatest. She's the only woman I've ever been with, and she had only a couple of one-time partners, so we were both a little experienced when we met. She's been the light of my life, and we've gone through some difficult times, but we've always been there for each other. I thought we were one of the few who managed to stay on course no matter what. Apparently, I was wrong. With all that was going on, trying to fix the house, trying to make sure the kids are doing fine, we kind of lost ourselves. The bad financial situation didn't help either. My wife had been trying to lose weight for a long time, but nothing seemed to work for her, and her self-esteem was down to the floor. We were both depressed, but instead of talking and consoling one another, we suffered in silence. I buried my nose in computer games to hide from our problems, while she had her nose in her phone all the time. This spring and summer, things started going down.
The wife was spending more time with her friends, going partying, while OP stayed at home with the kids.
I thought that if I let her enjoy with her friends, she would come home in a better mood, but that didn't work at all. I tried to ignore the bad feeling that was starting to sink in my stomach. I had heard a rumor that she had been seen kissing some man at a party in a nearby town. I confronted her about it, but she denied and said that the guy had tried to kiss her, but she pushed him away. I was not fully convinced, but didn't want to push her too much, as I was trying to let her see that I trusted her. I noticed she was getting way more protective and secretive about her phone. I decided to snoop on her Facebook and see if I could find anything about that dance earlier that summer. What I found was way worse. I saw that, indeed, she had been kissing some dude drunk until her friend pulled her out of it, but that's nothing compared to what I saw next. I found out that she had been chatting online with 2 foreign guys, A and B, for 4 months. It had started on Instagram. Some random man, A, sent her some flattering messages, and she started talking to him in early June. After only speaking to him for less than 2 weeks, she started sharing revealing pics after only resisting a bit.
The incident with the guy she kissed happened later that month.
She was chatting with this guy, A, up until midst of August, when he showed his real intention. He was an imposter with a stolen account and was just sending her pictures from that stolen profile. Yet, she had been fooled enough to share with him pictures of her most intimate parts. She seemed like she was falling in love with him. By then, she was already starting to talk to Guy B. In both cases, they were fantasizing about them coming to our country and meeting with my wife at a hotel. She never spoke ill of me or anything like that, just talked about me like I was just there. If they asked, she said that I treated her well, but then she went on to tell them how she likes to talk to them and they made her feel good. The worst is yet to come.
In one of the chats with a female friend of the wife, OP found out more disturbing things.
They went together to a 2-day town festival in another nearby town in early July, stayed at a rented room, which I of course had agreed to, and thought would be okay. But what I didn't know and saw in the chat between them was that she mentioned a 41-year-old guy from our town, Guy C., a married man with kids who was unhappy in his relationship, and she had met him that night. He had come over to chat and had tried to go all the way, but my wife told her friend that she had stopped him. She didn't mention the name, but I found out that she had sent a message to a number belonging to a guy that fit his description. I feared the worst. I didn't let my wife know what I had found out yet, as I was afraid what would happen while the kids were around. So I put up a mask and waited until Saturday to confront her. I had called my mother and got her to take care of the kids. My wife is taking some classes for her work, and when she came home, I asked her calmly to sit with me, and I told her about what I knew.
There was no yelling, just 2 sad people, one of them angry and hurt, and they talked the whole night.
She promised that nothing had happened between her and C, and what she had done online was only to try boosting her self-esteem a bit, as she thought I had stopped loving her. She didn't exactly try to blame me for it, nor did she yell at me for snooping. She said she thought I didn't like her anymore because she wasn't losing weight, and when those guys started raining compliments on her, she said she liked it. She said she didn't mean to hurt me, she was selfish, and tried to please them so they would keep complimenting her. She told me that she sees it now that she had been cheating on me, but she hadn't realized it while she was doing it, even though she knew she was doing something wrong. I wanted to believe her. We decided to try counseling. As the weeks passed, things seemed to be getting better. She's been way more affectionate to me and caring. Our intimacy has been great, and we've been spending way more time together than before. I still had a growing feeling in my stomach that she was hiding some critical information from me, and after our second meeting with the marriage counselor last week, she finally admitted the truth.
The wife admitted to what OP had suspected, but deeply hoped it hadn't happened.
She had indeed slept with C that night in July, and even though she said she had felt shameful afterwards, she still kept talking to him online. She admitted to have met with him twice after that, but nothing more than a bit of kissing. She even tried to contact him again a few days after I had confronted her. My first response after that was simply freezing. I didn't yell or anything. I partly felt relieved that she had finally admitted to what I suspected, but at the same time, I felt humiliated and hurt beyond anything I've ever felt before. I didn't want to rush to any conclusion, so I haven't thrown the ring in her face yet, nor have I confronted the other guy, as I don't want to be the person to tell all about what has happened to his wife or make myself get arrested if anything bad happens. Besides, it wasn't him that broke my marriage contract, it was my wife.
OP says he doesn't want to believe anymore. The woman he thought he knew would never do something like that.
She's been trying to convince me that she was an idiot and selfish and whatnot, and that she feels really bad about hurting me like that. She says she's ready to do anything to fix the situation and to get me to trust her again and feel like she's worthy again. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever trust her again or see her with the same eyes. I do love her, of course, and I like to be around her and see her smile. But at the same time, it stings my heart. I want this to work because of the kids and our bad financial situation, as we can't afford going through divorce, but I fear that I will lose myself and never gain any self-respect if I go through with this.
How can OP forgive the wife for cheating on him with not only one guy, but 3?
Well, 4 if you count that one time she kissed a random man. She was both emotionally as well as physically with all of them for some period of time. Not just a one drunk night mistake, but some kind of emotional and physical relationship with all of them for over 2 months. Doesn't matter if 2 of those relationships were online. She still planned to meet with them, knowing fully what would happen if they did. I know it's easy to say, just divorce her, man, and move on. But it's not that simple. I still have feelings for her, and I don't know what will happen with our kids and our families. I also fear that if I divorce her, which will mean that her family and friends will know the truth, that she might go into a mental state where she will have bad influence on our kids. We also have an unfinished house and no savings and need at least to finish fixing it in order to get any cash out of selling it.
Now, here is the update.
After talking with my closest friends, I got enough encouragement to gain some faith in myself. I finally opened my eyes to what I had thought deep down, that there was no chance that I would ever get over what my wife did, so I decided to tell her I wanted to end this marriage. I think she knew it was coming, as she didn't seem that surprised. She didn't even try to persuade me or anything, just went like a broken record. She said, "Nothing I say will change anything," whenever I asked her to say something. There was lots of crying, and she called in sick to work. We have since then been telling our closest friends and family about the incoming divorce, but she has been incredibly hesitant to admit what she did to her parents.
OP's mother knew everything, but OP for some reason agreed not to tell the in-laws about what happened yet.
I agreed to give her time to tell them. When we met them last Sunday, we told them about the divorce, but as we had to leave 2 of our kids with them for 3 days due to school holiday, it didn't feel like the right time to come clean about their daughter's behavior. Instead, we told them that there was some unsolvable disagreements, which felt really bad for me to say, because they seemed so disappointed. They have been part of my family for almost 17 years, and I care about them, and they have been really supportive to us through the years, both financially, and they love spending time with our kids. I felt really bad about lying to them, but I'm afraid that if I go and spill the beans, my soon-to-be ex-wife will become bitter and make the divorce process that much harder. But my patience is not limitless. I will tell them eventually if my wife doesn't come clean soon. I don't want the real reasons for the divorce to go public either, as we live in a small society, and the truth would eventually find its way to my kids. I'd rather have the truth to remain with our closest friends and family, while the official explanation would be that we divorced due to growing apart, wanting different things, etc.
Edit. I already have contacted a real estate agent who's going to take a look at the house as it is right now and give me an estimate. Hopefully, there will be a good chance that we can sell it for a good profit. My soon-to-be ex has already checking up apartments to rent in our area. It is in our mutual interest to sell the house as soon as possible. My plan is for the kids to live as much as with me as they will with their mother. I will pay a bigger part in common costs due to my having a higher salary, that is by paying directly for the things definitely meant for the kids. I don't want to simply hand over the money to do whatever she wants with it, like buying lingerie to wear for her new lover, because that is exactly what child support is. I admit that our marriage was getting kind of stale and we were not spending much time or deep conversations as we should have. But that wasn't only me. We were both suffering in silence instead of working it out. But the way she reacted to her fear of a failed marriage was disgusting and wrong. No, there is no chance that I'll ever want to be in a relationship with her anymore. Well, we'll have to be on good terms due to our co-parenting, and that's about it. About the AP, as much as I'd like to run him over, punch him in the face, or to rat him out to his wife, I fear how it'll affect me or the kids. I might get charged, which could lead to a bad situation with custody. Besides, it wasn't him that broke my marriage, it was my wife. End of the story. Well, OP, good for you, man. All I would say is, try and be as rational as you can when it comes to handling the finances, custody, and everything for the children. Don't let the emotion get in the way of what is best for them. Stay strong and you will heal from this. Please try and work with a counselor. Her actions are a reflection of her, not you. Please don't ever forget that. Good luck. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.